Hey, Tonya, good morning. Lovely to see you. And is that Charlotte there with me? Right. Hi. How is everybody doing? That's Shama, right? I was trying to figure out the picture, the profile picture. I couldn't tell who it was. So hi Shama, hi Tonya, um, hi Minath. Lovely to have you here. Lovely to have each one of you. Um, Oh, okay. Tanya, you can only stay with us for a few minutes, I guess. So, hi there. I think Christine, you've just come on too. Good morning to you, Christine. And yeah, so I hope everybody's doing well. I'm well. I've been pretty busy and doing well. It's been good to, should I say, get back into a lot more sessions. So that's really nice. Keeps me really occupied from appointments. So that's really good. And I'm looking forward to our workshop actually coming up this Saturday. So that'll be something that I'll talk about at the end, of course. And hello, Jude. Lovely to have you here with us. Hi, Lenka. Good evening from Singapore. I hope everybody's doing well. Hi, Lita. I can see your image there too. So good. We all just gathering up. We give it 1 or 2 minutes before I start talking about today's meditation, the 3 C's of life. And hi, Lita. So yeah, I think we all are, we've all had our moments of different changes. And I think at this moment, all of us, each one of us is needing to change in some way or the other. So I thought this would be an appropriate meditation to do right now with all the different areas of our lives that we really have to change with the current situation. Okay, COVID has definitely made us sit up and make some changes in our lives. So let's talk about the 3 C's of life. And yes, Minath, I will be talking about the Saturday's workshop at the end of today's meditation. Okay, so let's talk about the oh, you really can't see my face fully? Oh, should I be raising my chair up maybe? Is that better, Lita? Let me know. Okay, so the 3 C's of life, which are choices, chances, changes. Okay, so as it says, you must make a choice to take a chance or life will never change. I think we've all gone through various stages of life where at times we know we need a change and we're not sure what choice to make. Okay, sorry, I got distracted because Lita said, so I need to go lower. Okay, I'll do that in a bit. Anyway, we all come across different situations in our lives when we know that it requires a change. Then we have some choices in front of us, and then we, of course, go ahead and make a choice, or we take a chance with a particular choice, and the change happens. There are times when we know that something is missing, but we don't know, we can't really put a finger on what is it, and then we are also hesitant to have a drastic change. And I think this quote will definitely fit in very well. So you must make a choice to take a chance, otherwise life will never change. And then there are times in our lives when, even when we're not asking for a change, change is presented in front of us. And then we feel we have no choice. But within that feeling of no choice, there's always a choice. The choice might not be an action. The choice might just be how we react, what is our attitude towards the situation. And I think we would all agree that the whole lockdown, the COVID situation, everything, we all felt like, wow, this is something that we were not expecting. This is the kind of change we were not expecting. And so it's been presented to us. Now, the choices that are in front of us might feel limited, but there are choices. Some are action oriented, while some are all about how we react to the situation. So what we're going to do in today's meditation is we're going to, keeping the COVID situation in mind, keeping the new world that we are going into, we're going to explore what are the choices we want to make, or rather to take that chance so that the change becomes effective for us on all levels. So effective on a physical level, a change, maybe we are requiring a change on the physical level, mental, emotional, spiritual level, finances and career, maybe we want to make changes, or even in our relationships. Okay, the whole situation is nudging us to make changes in different layers. I like to call these the different layers of self. And so we're going to explore all that. But before we go into the meditation, I want to draw your attention to the breath. Okay, our breath, when we breathe in through the nostrils, both nostrils don't work at the same intensity at all times. Okay, so if you check in even now, check in which nostril is clearer for you. So is it the right, or is it the left? So every 90 to 150 minutes in the day, the focus from one nostril is changed to the other. That means you are given an opportunity to shift your breath every 90 to 150 minutes in the day. Okay, so that's the number of choices you get through your breath every single day. When we breathe in from our right nostril, it is the sun's energy. It feeds the left side of the brain, and the left side of the brain is the part of us that has the strength, the energy to carry out action, go get things done for the day. So it's all about rational thinking and getting work done. The left side of the nostril feeds the right side of the brain, which is our creative, intuitive, calmer side. Okay, so ideally, when you wake up in the morning, your right nostril should be the one that's most active. And as the evening comes, it is your left nostril that should be clearer and having the smooth breath. Okay, and of course during the day you have the shift also that is presented to you, and perhaps that's what might be happening for some of us, that when we have that post or that midday slump, it could very well be that we've shifted from right nostril breathing to the left. And if you want to bring in more energy, we can actually shift it. So what I'm trying to say here is that our breath gives us an opportunity to shift our mindset, to shift our energy. And even there, we have more control. So if you want to slow down your anxious state of mind, which is feeling all wired up at a time when you don't want to be wired up, you can shift it. You can close the right nostril and inhale and exhale only from the left nostril around, say, 10 to 12 times, inhalation and exhalation. It will help you to calm down, and vice versa. If you're feeling lethargic and some very, you're feeling low on energy, but you need to get going, close your left nostril and inhale and exhale from the right nostril only around 10 to 12 times, and you make the shift, the switch. If you want to balance, you do the alternate nostril breathing, where you have the balance of action, sun's energy and moon's energy. So this is something that is within us right from the time we are born. It is a choice that we are gifted, and we can use it to the best of our ability. Okay? And that's what happens even in different life situations. We believe we don't have a choice, but we do have a choice. Maybe the choice of action might not be very apparent or clear, but the choice of how we react, what attitude we keep towards it, is definitely within our power. All right? So keeping all that in mind, we're going to dive into our meditation. And today I will pick up the guidance with each layer. So when we focus on the physical level, I will pick up a guidance from the physical cards, and mental, emotional, and so on and so forth. Okay? So let's enjoy. And I also want you to, when I'm going to shift the camera angle, I've got 3 wonderful wizards up there, each one with the energy that supports us in the choice, the chances, and the change. Okay, so I'm going to explain that before. So I'm going to shift the angle of the camera, and I'm going to explain the 3 wizards I have in front of you. And I perhaps should say a great thank you to Christine Fawn here, because she's gifted us these many years back, and we're using the power of the wizards in this meditation today. So thank you, Christine. All right, so here is the camera angle changing. And if you notice on the first level, that's this, is the wizard of the moon. Now, as we know that the moon presents us with different phases, and each phase gives us a choice. Okay, so that's the wizard of the moon who brings us choices. And these wizards are part of us. Yeah, the wizard is within each one of us. That I refer to, or I will be referring today through the meditation, as the higher self. Okay, so you have the wizard of the moon within you, who's part of your higher self. On the second level, which is right here, is the wizard who helps us battle the elements. So what do we mean by that is chances. Chances, when we take a chance, we expose ourselves to various elements, to different ways that it might turn out, right? The choice. So this wizard gives us the ability to power through all the different elements that might come in our way once we make a choice of action or attitude. And the third one, right on top up there, is the wizard who protects new life. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a nice little dragon that's coming out of the egg there. So that's, of course, the change we see in us. That's the ultimate change, the new us that emerges out once we have made the choice and we've taken the chance to bring a new us into being. All right? Okay, so let these wonderful wizards that are part of your higher self empower you today through today's meditation. Let us start the music. Okay, settle down. And make your very first choice today towards your meditation practice. The choice is, are you going to sit down during the meditation, lie down, or I don't know, for some, maybe a choice to stand up. Be unique, true to what you wish to do today. That's your choice, how you wish to position yourself through today's meditation. Your mind and body will influence the choice you make. You might even change your mind halfway through the meditation to shift your position. Again, entirely your choice. You are the wizard of your life. Check in with your breath. Check which nostril is active for you at this moment in time. So close one nostril and do an inhalation and exhalation completely, and then to on the other side, and notice which nostril is active for you at this moment in time. Are you happy with it? If you feel the need for a shift, remember, the right nostril will instill in you sun's energy, energy of action, dynamic energy of the sun. The left nostril will calm and relax you. Whichever energy you feel the need to draw strength from at this moment in time, inhale and exhale with that nostril around 5 to 7 times the inhalation exhalation from the chosen nostril for yourself. If you're seeking balance of the two, then go into an alternate nostril breathing with a couple of rounds. Perhaps you can manage 3 rounds. As I will bring in some introduction to today's meditation, you can continue with your breath work. So as you're continuing with your breath work, I'm going to be sharing some insights about today's meditation. Life is constantly flowing and shifting. It will inevitably bring us to moments when we have to make a choice, to take a chance, or life will never change. So taking the most involuntary, life-changing situation today, living with COVID. We all are faced with the knowledge that life has changed around us, and gone is the old way of living, at least for now. Habits surrounding our socializing, recreation, shopping, transportation, and work have all been compromised. Not necessarily worse in every case, but definitely different. Consequently, we are all left with choice, chance, and change that can present itself in many ways. For example, change in attitude, change in strategy or application, change in goals on our way to our personal vision. And the very first thing when faced with this understanding is that we have the choice to do so or not. Every choice we face comes with certainty or uncertainty. Uncertainty leads to various degrees of chance. But if we don't exercise our freedom of choice to take that chance, we may never know the extent of the change that we could bring about. You may have heard the saying, if you always do what you've always done, You'll always get what you've always got. Tony Robbins. So let us now explore whether we need to change and whether or not we are willing to take a chance on our freedom of choice. And remember, even if you choose not to do anything, you have still made a choice and you're taking a chance that nothing will change. We are aware of the different layers of self: physical, mental, emotional, relationships, work, financial, spiritual. All these layers of self carries essence of our higher self and our life purpose. Life's experiences influences us on all these levels. Balance in all these areas helps us feel content and peaceful. Striking the balance can be challenging with life's constant ebb and flow. As each of us has been affected with the current pandemic, each stage of this lockdown pushed us to recalibrate ourselves in different ways. We will assess what choices we are exercising to make changes that stay true to who we are, as well as keep us integrated with the current times. So it's a good time to gently remind yourself of your personal vision, your purpose, your goals, and we will explore them on all levels. And as we go through this reflective meditation, if you feel that one or more levels will not apply to you, simply replace them with the one that does apply to you. Encourage yourself to firmly address any level you feel likely to be most challenging for you. The physical level would be a very good place to start. Visualize yourself having an energetic conversation with your physical body. In your mind's eye, carry out a body scan, first externally and then internally. You can choose to start from the toes right up to the crown of your head, or from the crown of the head down to the toes. First externally and then internally. Feel the wave of energy externally and internally. With that wave, send gratitude to your body for the health, for its strength, send gratitude and love to each and every cell of your body. If you feel like pausing at a particular point of your body, pause and ask, what is it trying to say to you? Remember, you're having an energetic conversation with your physical body. Is there a message? Is that part of your body asking for more attention? Inquire, do I need to make a physical change? Would I like to make some physical changes? Perhaps the COVID-19 has altered your mental focus regarding your physical fitness. It might have affected your regular physical fitness practice. And if you do not have a regime that enhances your physical self, would you like to start one? Are you comfortable with what you're doing? Do you want to make it more effective? To get more benefit? Has your general movement got affected with the current situation? What can you do to replace what was your old pattern? Perhaps it's not exercise, but nutritional habits that could benefit from a change, no matter how minor or small. Remember to call on the wizard, your higher self. Ask your higher self, what is my true outcome for wanting physical change? How will this change make me a better person? Should I change my activity, or perhaps change the time of the activity to feel more inspired? Is my nutrition that needs a change? Remember, ask better questions to get better answers. Your wizard, your higher self, is an extension of your consciousness, your personal guide, your personal trainer. The guidance that's coming from the oracle card says, patience and planning. The two strong pillars in the image represents your physical body. When you feel strong in your physical body, you're able to confidently move towards new changes that are upcoming in life. Movement, choices, decisions are made easily when your body is feeling comfortable and strong. Feeling comfortable in your physical body, let's move to our mental and emotional goals. Emotions lead to thoughts, which leads to actions. In the time of COVID-19, we may have had a surplus of emotions regarding the uncertainty of it all. Some of us may have already found our answers, and some of us perhaps not. Let's ask our wizard, our higher self, for some guidance for our mental and emotional balance. As you inquire, what would you like me to do to bring about change for the better? What can I do differently to enhance my mental and emotional framework? What can I do differently to take charge and benefit from the time of COVID-19? As you receive your answers from your higher self, does it feel it fits in with your expectations? Or have the answers given you some more food for thought? Is it making you feel excited, enthused, liberated? Or do you sense some anxiousness? Is there any nervousness that you are sensing? Ask the wizard, the higher self, to give you guidance to see the higher perspective. The guidance received through the oracle cards on a mental level says rest and rejuvenate. Take this time to be okay with some uncertainty. Allow this moment of rest to rejuvenate you. Do not look at it as boredom or a disconnect. And instead, offer memories of love. Give gratitude for what you had, knowing that the higher energy within you is nudging you towards something brighter and beautiful. Let's move on to a more sensitive circumstance of COVID-19, our situation of job and finances. How are you feeling in that area of your life? Is it affecting your financial stability? Is your job security that you are concerned about? As you ask for guidance from your higher self, some questions that might help you receive some answers would be, what can I do to protect myself in my career and my finances? What kind of career growth can I expect? How can I expand my capacity for learning? Is my job the only way to experience financial security and growth? How can I pursue my personal vision without conflict? As you are grateful for what you have, be open to bringing in the new. Feel the abundance around you. The guidance received is open up. Open up to new potential, new opportunities, new ways to fulfill your vision. Let's move on to relationships. Pre-COVID-19, physical closeness and connection was a sign of caring. Now, physical distancing is more a sign of caring. How does that make you feel? Do you feel alone or lonely? Has it given you the opportunity to disconnect from relationships that were perhaps pulling you down? Have you given yourself the opportunity to know your neighbors, to extend some help? Have you strengthened your connection with your colleagues? And as you connect with your higher self, perhaps you would like to know, what is my learning lesson in all the relationships that are around me and my relationship with myself. How can I strengthen my connection with everyone, including myself? What can I do to contribute to the well-being of Mother Earth? Have I ignored my relationship with my higher self? Can I bring light into the lives of those who really need it? Emotions are an integral part of relationships. How do you feel as you question your relationship with yourself and everyone around? The guidance received is master. Master your relationship with yourself. Have the courage to be true to yourself. Working on your self-confidence. And now let's look at the strongest layer, the spiritual higher self that carries the purpose. Your higher self is your partner through life. It acts as the bridge between your everyday life and the universal consciousness. Your higher self has a language, the language of intuition. Right through this meditation, you have been communicating with your higher self through the intuition. How comfortable are you with this communication with your higher self? Do you make a daily communication with your higher self? Have you felt the need through these unique times to invest more time to commune with your higher self? Would you like to deepen your connection? Especially when your emotions feel uncomfortable. Connecting with your higher self helps you to see the higher reasons. helps you to overcome the everyday challenges. The guidance received is transformation. Your higher self is supporting you in this new transformation. The wizard of new life. Give gratitude for having made the choice to take a chance on connecting with your inner guidance from your higher self. Remember, we can change without growing, but we can't grow without changing. Gather all the different layers of yourself. Your physical, mental, emotional, all your relationships with yourself and everybody you connect with your goals, your career, the vision you keep for yourself, and encase it in a beautiful energy of your higher self. Acknowledge every part of you. The light that is there in the universal consciousness is very much present within you. Let it be your guide. It's time to gently recreate the space where you started this meditation. Before you gently start moving your fingers and toes, check in which nostril is feeling the strongest at this moment in time. Are you drawing on your sun's energy, or have you shifted from where you started? Or do you feel a sense of balance? Take a nice deep breath in and exhale slowly. And as you exhale the next time, bring a smile to your face. Open your eyes gently, feeling wonderful and better than before. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a nice connection with all the layers of yourself. And I hope you're feeling well. That's wonderful, Tony. I was just reading your message. I'm glad you enjoyed this session. Thank you so much. Made me recall Neil DW comment, change is the new constant. Thank you. Okay, yes, it is. Change is the new constant. It is, isn't it? Thank you, Avni. Thank you so much for being with us today. Right. So tell me which layers of yourself did you particularly connect with, where you felt like, I really needed to make a change, say, in my physical energy, in my physical activity, nutrition, or perhaps in your emotions, your spiritual connection, your relationships. So as you all are sharing your experience from today, okay, so I'm seeing some thank yous from Lenka, from Leila, from Charlotte. I feel more connected and secure after the pandemic, although lots of change has happened. It has happened a lot, right, Charlotte? There's been a lot of shift for you. Yes, Christine, the wizards, right? They came in beautifully supporting me through this meditation today, supporting all of us, rather, I should say. Charlotte feels some physical connection was the strongest. I'm glad to hear that, Charlotte. Hillary says, thanks a lot. I'm self-quarantined in Canada. Oh, okay. So that perhaps a nice way to check in how you're feeling after your travel back to Canada. I wanted to share a little bit more about, actually, before I talk about the Saturday workshop, I just want to say that working with the different layers of self is a core part of my work, actually, when I am working on anybody, whether I'm doing a Reiki session or I'm doing a reflexology or I'm doing any other therapy. Just understanding where is our physical strength, where do we get mental clarity from, how do we express our emotions, because all of us tend to think that, oh, I think from here and I feel from my heart, but actually each one of us is very different. To get mental clarity for us, for some it is speaking, for some of us it's about writing, for some it is perhaps some kind of creativity. Each one of us expresses our emotions differently. Each one of us gets mental clarity differently. Some are more auditory, some are more vocal, some are more about reflecting within, on their own. So each one of us has mental clarity in a different way. Similarly, physical activity varies for different ones. Some want more variety, some want less. Some like to have a structure, some like a little more flexibility. And that is what brings me to talk about the Saturday workshop that I'm actually sharing, called the Emotional Influencers. Each one of us is really unique. It's all about understanding what is your uniqueness, and knowing your emotional influencers makes you understand why you react or handle a particular situation in a certain way, different from perhaps your spouse or your children or your colleagues. And so, for example, I'll just give you a hypothetical example, okay, just so that I can make this more clear. Let's just talk about a husband and wife having a conversation. The wife feels the urgency to go and express, because she prefers talking. She gets clarity in her emotions when she speaks it out. So she goes to the husband and says, we need to talk. And the husband goes like, whoa, that's like, that came with a lot of aggression. The tone of voice was not great. So he's thinking in his head, she's going to be attacking me now with something. And so he gets all defensive, right? Now, she's just wanting to express what she's been feeling. Perhaps she's been suppressing it for a long time, and it just comes out with that tone of voice. And the husband's reading it as an attack, and he starts defending himself. Now, if they knew each other really well, if the husband knew that when my wife comes and says she wants to talk, it's perhaps something is bothering her and she just wants to express it. It's not a personal attack to me. He's more likely to be more like, yeah, sure, let's, perhaps he puts whatever he's doing, he puts it down, and he's happy to interact with her. He wants to connect with her from a loving space. But if he is, he prefers, being handled in a particular way because he feels insignificant and doesn't feel valued, he's probably going to attack her back, right? And then there is drama. So why am I talking about this example is the emotional influences helps us to understand what are our needs and how the needs of others helps us to interact, express our needs in a better way, and understand the other person's needs in a different way. So the Emotional Influencers Workshop, it's a 2-hour workshop that Tony and me are sharing. Tony is my husband and he's a life coach. So he's approaching it from a cognitive perspective, and I'm sharing my consciousness perspective. And you will go away after the workshop understanding what are your influencers. Why do you make certain choices in your life? How do you look at changes? Are you excited with change, or are you scared of change? Are you do you want to constantly grow, or you prefer being among groups of with people only who you feel connection with, and so therefore you rather sacrifice the growth just so that you're closer to people you love? All these are different emotional influences, and yes, we have all that need to be fulfilled, but one or two are more strong in each one of us. And knowing what is strong about you and knowing what's strong for people who matter in your life, especially your family, your friends, your children, and your work colleagues, it helps you to have a better communication where everybody feels like they are significant and they are loved and they matter. Okay, so if you would love to explore this with Tony and myself, join us on Saturday. We have 2 sessions. We have they are both UAE time, so if you are in a different time zone, please check your local time. The session will be on Zoom. The first one is from 10 to 12, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the other is 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It's going to be an interactive where you will get to know your emotional influences and how you rate yourself on each of those emotional influences and how it affects you actually even physically in your physical well-being. They have a direct influence on your physical well-being too. And if you would like, then please sign up and I can give you more details about how to make the payment. And yeah, if you have any questions regarding it, we would love to answer that for you. Okay, so I missed a few of the sharing of the meditation today. And I think some of you said, Minat says, emotional connection and an affirmation that my journey in strengthening my relationship with my intuitive higher self is well in place. Perfect. That sounds wonderful. So with that, I hope each one of you can enhance the connection with each of your layers and make those very important choices so that you're able to take the chance to bring about a new change in your life to suit with the current new norms of life. Lenka says the spiritual connection was the strongest for me. Lovely. That's wonderful, Lenka. And each one of us have the need to connect to different parts of us at different points in our lives. And that is the amazing part that our wizard, I'm actually going to start calling it better than higher self is wizard. I like that. The wizard within us has the wisdom, has the knowledge, the talents and the strengths to take us through those changes, to take us and bring us better and wiser and happier and fulfilled. So with that note, wishing each one of you lots and lots of fulfillment and joy in connecting. Okay. So I have missed some messages and obviously I cannot scroll back up, but I will respond to each one of you later on this evening or perhaps tomorrow. Take care of yourselves, stay positive, keep working on yourselves, and thank you ever so much for being with me on Sundays for these meditations. It means a lot to me. Thank you, take care, and big hugs. Bye.